All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. It is September 11th. Never forget. Tis the day some shit went down. So, for anybody that knows anybody, September 11th, 2001. Tragic day. But it's okay. Because it's actually really not okay. It's some fucked up shit. But we're here now. So remember all those people that have died. All the good stuff that they've done. Let's bring positivity to this fucking world. So, with that being said, let's go to Euro USD. Check out what happened last night. If you guys see last night, I drew up that trend line. I was hoping that it would wick right off of it and kind of continue down. But what it did was that if you guys see here, I drew up a resistance line, which was based off of the supply and demand that I drew up to the top here. So what it did, because of the consolidation, because of its fringing, and there is no technical trend, it's going up and it's respecting the support resistance zone. It's not really respecting a lot of the trend lines per se. So this one right now is not even valid anymore. So that's garbage. And this one technically is too, in a sense. But, you know, we'll see how everything plays out. Let me delete these. We had it overall dropping last night, so it shot up. It completely went all the way up to that level, because this is actually hitting. This should be like the 4-hour. No, I was gonna say it's not hitting the 4-hour. Anything. 1 hour. No, it was just kind of testing up the zone. So let me look at this higher time frame, because I do believe like we will see another drop. I think we're going to see a drop in due time, and you know the daily showing that nicely. The weekly is also showing it, but at the same time, there could be some sort of push up before it decides to make that move. I think it's getting ready for like a small pullback on the weekly, which overall doesn't look like much on this higher time frame. So it could kind of shoot up like this and then come back down. That's a possibility. But right now, it's not necessarily in like a good spot, like a clear good spot to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be a buy or a sell. I mean, the only thing I can see right here is that it's respecting the 4-hour. Obviously, we got that wick up that shot back down, and it still looks like it's going to be dropping. It's still beneath the stationary 50 and inside the volatility bands, which is particularly telling me that this is more likely to start happening, where it's like boom, boom, and starts making its way down. But again, this could also consolidate all the way here, stop on a low, and then end up rising again. Like it's in a tricky spot right now. So we're gonna have to like kind of see how everything plays out. This might not be like something that might be good, but I do believe this thing. Yes, you said 1.165. Yeah, that's why I was like saying it could shoot up to like this a little bit higher. Where's 1.17 actually? It's about here. About right up here. So that's why I'm like saying overall I think it's going to shoot up and actually hit this, come close to that blueberry on the 4-hour. So that require, in order for that to happen, in order for us to look for that buying potential, we need it to shoot up. And you know, obviously you can catch the rides up if you see it. But to be ideal, we're going to need to see it break this resistance zone for it to come back, retest into this supply and demand zone, and continue up. All right, so there's going to have to be something. I'm not sure if there's news. All right, so there's the PPI news in 11 hours and 17 minutes of red folder, so it's going to be pretty volatile. It's probably why they're consolidating a lot, saving up contracts, and then going to push it against wherever the sellers are, because right now they actually have a shit ton of sellers. They have a bunch of buyers trapped up here, but now they have a bunch of sellers down here. The fact that they didn't come back down to retest it yet, I mean, shows me that I feel like they are, but at the same token, it doesn't just shoot down and up immediately. EU does not do that. So they're doing this for a reason. I do believe they will go back down to test it, but we are going to experience some sort of, in my opinion, rise before it decides to take that drop. So just understand that. And be careful on this pair tonight, just for the fact that it's in the middle. There's really nothing that you can kind of predict at this very second on these time frames that is going to allow you to validate yourself as a buy. I wouldn't even buy in this market. I wouldn't buy or sell for the straight fact that it's in the middle. So wait for it to stop on it. Either not take out this high, and then you can look for a buy. Wait for it to stop on up here. It doesn't take it out. You look for that sell. Like, you just got to be careful on it. But we'll see how everything goes. I'm more looking for this thing to take a rise before it decides to tank. So that's what we'll be on the lookout for. GU came up. It's forming like this head and shoulders, if you will. But I gotta look at these higher time frames again because these things could be setting up for some stupid shit. So it's not divergent on the daily. It's over stationary 50, meaning it could take a little tiny drop. It wicked up here. They trapped some traders. Came back down. This is the news this morning. Didn't take out that high either. So we'll possibly be looking for this thing to take a little dip before it shoots up. I do believe this will shoot up in the 4 hour. So this breaks. It doesn't break this high. It wicks right to the top. We actually wicked right to that resistance zone too. It's like perfect. It could drop here and bounce. Right, that's one possibility. It could consolidate here, be ugly, and then rise. And as it rises and it consolidates, you'll notice that the water slowly starts to make its way up like so. It'll bounce off it and continue up. It is overbought. It's above the stationary 50, which is why I say that, buys are still good. So we're gonna have to see a clear breakage in the water to even consider this for a sell. Because this is getting ready to be in a fringe too. This is actually in a small fringe already. From here to the top, like this whole zone is pretty much all supply and demand for this to take a drop. But we'll see how everything goes. Daily, look at the weekly. So this is definitely going to be taking a drop soon. It's like slowly making its way. I believe once it comes out of this little shell here, it's going to pop. It might come up one more time, but we'll see how this 4 hour ends up. It's just I don't like the where it's at right now. I do like that it's hitting that resistance zone, and it did wake up here indicating trap traders, so they might push against it tonight for midweek reversal and then kind of continue back up for tomorrow. That's one thing. So we could possibly see this tonight. Oh, can't see that. Where it comes down towards this recent daily low, hence that resistance line that we drew. So that's something that we could possibly see on GU. But again, we got to wait for the patterns to form. So AUD USD is, if you look at the weekly, it's taking out all the lows. It's obviously continuing down. I believe that there might be some sort of pullback before it decides to keep going down. Daily, it's actually showing signs of this continuing. The daily, if you look at that RSI, it's looking like this. Could come down like that, and the fact that it is showing this for like that is making me wonder. I don't think this is gonna shoot up tonight, actually. Oops. I think this is gonna, if it does shoot up, it's gonna be very brief. Like a stop hunt shot up, you know what I mean? Like if it shoots up, it's gonna be like doosh, doosh, like same candle, or within 2 candles or something. I don't see this thing kind of taking a rise up just on the daily, but we'll see how everything goes. The 4 hour is still divergent from here to here, so it could be getting ready for a pullback, and it would look good. But on that daily, it does not look good yet. Hasn't broken the water on the hour. We still need to look for something like this, and then a buy. So that's something that we could possibly look for if it reverses. But if it doesn't, it's just going to keep going. That sound effect made a lot of sense. What's sound effect?
Douche, douche.
Douche. Skadoosh. It just might just take a douche, you know? But if it doesn't, it's actually retesting the zone right now, if you can see this. It's hitting that support. So it looks like it could continue down a bit. It's out of the volatility band right now, hence it could push down. What's the 5 minute say? Wow, I don't even know why I'm looking at the 5 minute. I'm like going down. I'm like inceptionizing the shit. All right, we're going to the 1 minute. We're scalping 50 pips. like what? So just be careful on this. The hell? We possibly could retest this low. It's either going to retest it, drop and rise, or it's going to drop, pull back, and continue. This could just be a level reset. And what's the time frame we on? It's 1 hour. Yeah.
What do you mean by level reset?
Like this. See how this one price was going down? It was consolidating.
Yeah.
And then this one, this price here, as it was going down, price was going up here, hence the divergence.
Yeah.
Last week I said it could possibly shoot up to that water if it's going to reverse, but it didn't. So what happened here is pretty much happening here. Price is still going down and price is divergent yet again. Hence why I'm saying it possibly could shoot down a whole nother level. And
Gotcha.
all the higher time frame. But the one thing that could trump this, right, is if it stays divergent like it is. That's horrible drawing. But you get it. It's hitting a stagnant wall right now. It's actually kind of hitting an upward wall. And this is coming completely down. So this could set up for like a head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulders type deal, where it's like shoots up, goes back, goes up. Like that could happen. But it would have to happen like very soon because these higher time frames are like all saying continuation. So this would need a curve. There would have to be something that makes it move tonight. So we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, understand that what we just went over, like this could continue down. All right, so that's one thing you got to realize. Gold took a drop, but then continued. So, and it's within the boundaries. One there. Here. What's the daily say? Daily's still above, which it's weird because it doesn't. Price doesn't just go like this and then just not rise. Like I feel like this is getting ready to shoot up or something. Like slowly making its way, but it's riding the water in the stationary 50, which is annoying in retrospect. But this could drop again, believe it or not. And shit, if it does, it's going all the way back down. It's going to come retest this low. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, as of right now with this, look for this to continue. There's nothing telling me it's going to be a buy yet. Even the weekly is still saying drop. Here you go, 15 minutes hitting the water, and it's not divergent. Short time frame. Could do this. Because of the fact that here's the high. This is the second to last high. This is the last high. It took it out, took both this high and this high out. New high, pull back, consolidation, rise. So that's probably what we're going to see. That the rise right here should line up with this high right here. Almost, very close. So that's what you guys are going to be looking for in gold, at least. U-Chief is like, let's see. It's wicking on the weekly. It did. Like throwing a morning star. Come on. The daily is still divergent on you, Chief, for the upside, but I do believe this thing actually will continue down. It's closed beneath the blueberry on the daily. When that happens, price tends to do this and then drop for a continuation. Price will continue down, divergence will continue up, and then eventually it gets to a point where it goes boop, it just tanks again. So with that, let's go to the 4 hour. It's above the water, which is what we normally look for, and it's not divergent. So this could rise. I would need to see a pattern though. It only bounced off of it once. So we would need to see this thing come back down. I just don't like that. Like all blue candles. It's weird. I need to see something like this. Otherwise this makes no sense. That's what I'd be waiting for. It didn't take out this high yet. So it's still technically able to drop and then possibly rise. We'll see how everything goes though. We gotta see it. Not even ballot. It's not my favorite pair, but from the time frame that we're seeing it, expect this to take a drop there here. If it doesn't break this low, look for a buy. Right back to the top. UCAD. So we had UCAD dropping to the 1 hour blueberry. Overall, I was saying that we wanted to drop to the 1 hour blueberry for a pullback, but I don't know if I actually said that on my live. I may have said that in my group actually when it changed and everything was changing. So the fact that it dropped when on the weekly it was looking like buys because of all the pullbacks and whatnot and how everything was going up still. Hit the water on the daily, which is good. So this thing could decide to shoot back up. We'll have to see how this goes. The 4 hour. It would need to consolidate. It's not oversold yet, which is making me believe that it could be like something like come right back down. 1 hour. Yeah, it's not even. It's oversold, but there's nothing there. This would need to do something like this. Consolidate right on the blueberry as it holds it, and then it will drop again. It's daily. And if it drops again, it's going to go all the way back down towards that Mayo. Or at least this middle support, which is at 1.29617. That's something that we could see, because this is a new high. So this would just be a new low and then continue up. UJ. So we had it rising for 2 nights, and then we had it eventually dropping. So let's see. It's like weekly. Still looks like a buy. Daily still looks good. Long term, the buys are there. Oh, did this hit? Nope. This thing could be dropping just because of the pattern it's starting. Like simple patterns like up, down, buy low, sell high. It's divergent in the hour. So if this happens, long term we might be looking for a sell, but it could come up, throw that right shoulder, and then drop all the way back down towards that low right here. All right, so keep your eyes peeled on that aspect because it is midweek reversal. It's going to be Wednesday, so you're going to just be patient. Wait for these pairs to make their moves. You'll see them. It actually looks like it's going to be making a move soon. It broke the water here. if it tests the stationary 50 and doesn't break it and stays below it, this thing will be dropping to that man. Right, so if you want to wait on this pair looks like a good sell for a good 20-something pips, 21 pips. Quick profits right there. And then as it drops, you wait for a pull back up, and then another consolidation zone like this, and then you're gonna fucking sell it. Same shit. GJ. In coordinates to UJ. Similar. Not fully similar, but it is divergent. Almost looked off of that blueberry in the 4 hour. This thing could drop, most likely will. It's retesting that support. That resistance. Daily, outside the volatility band. Pullback is inevitable. And it's not divergent weekly. So we're definitely going to be looking for this to drop. Looking for sells on GJ. EA. Cool. So this is why I was telling you guys to not look for sells. Continue with the trend, and it's literally what's happening. It's continuing with the trend up, keeps bouncing off the water. Everybody's happy on that pair. Still hasn't come back into the volatility band, so you can still technically buy it. It's still squeezing. I told you this for 2 days now, that Euro AUD was going to be, as the squeeze happens on the TDI, it's going to gradually just move up. That's it. Like, no big movements. It's going to gradually keep moving up. And for the last 2 weeks, including this week, it has been rising. So, and gradually doing it as well. I believe this pair is going to go up again. It's going to just continue. We actually may have already missed it. So we just got to be careful. And the only reason I would say buy this is if it pulls back down. If it pulls back down and comes close to this actual pattern here, then you can look for the buying opportunity. But it looks like it made its move, and it could possibly take out this high tonight and continue upwards with that. GA, same shit. Told you guys that it was going to be continuation. Came close to the water, didn't touch it. If you see from here, 2 days ago, we had it drop, stop hunting low, and then rising. It didn't stop hunting, just consolidated, shot up, rose. And we're still there. The only reason we would look to sell this whatsoever, breaks the water, comes back, retests it, drops down to the Mayo. You get that, you're golden. It might not be a nice pullback, but if it drops here, consolidation, drop again, you catch all those pips down to the Mayo. So there's so many outlets you can do. But GA is a pair that I suggest not trying to go against right here. I think it's going to keep going up. Daily will, so careful with GA today as it makes those moves. You can catch on GJ? Shit, GJ is the most volatile pair. You can catch 50 pips immediately. Like, from this bottom wick to the top, this is 1 day. It's 112 pips. That's just from 1 day. Like, that's every day. So from here to here is 112 pips. What about this move? What about this move? What about this move? This move? These two moves? Like, they're all. DJ is very volatile, so you can easily catch 100 pips on these pairs. That's why a lot of people play them, is because if you know how it works, you're going to make a shit ton of money.
Or lose.
Either or, right? You're going to win big or lose big. Just, you know what you're doing. It's like legally counting cards, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop you. GJ is a hoe. That's why I don't really trade it that much.
Yep.
And then so this one, okay, so this is what happened. I remember telling you guys on this pair that it was going to consolidate and that I didn't want you guys touching it. This is exactly why. It did shoot down, which is a nice pullback, but now it's going to be in between these EMA. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Not that far down, but it's going to go up, down, up, down, consolidate, and then they'll eventually shoot up, take out all the highs, and continue in that direction. To prove that, let's go to the weekly. Because if this weekly closes like this, as an engulfing, it will be rising. It's divergent as fuck on the daily. There's a lot of things happening. So I am expecting this to eventually keep pushing up, which in order for that to happen, this daily needs to have a few candles next to it in order to prove the consolidation has been placed, and then it's going to shoot back up. That means on the 4 hour and the hour, y'all guys have to be patient because it's got to consolidate. As it consolidates, it will rise. That 4 hour catch up is the 1 hour water. So that's why you're waiting for it to constantly hit it, bounce off it, respect it, and then it'll continue up. Sweet. All right, those are all the pairs. These pairs I'm not really looking at, but anybody got any questions? Not a lot of crazy shit. Just be careful on like EU. Careful on EU, GU. My main pairs I play, like be careful on them. I know these pairs very well, and where they're at right now is not a place you want to get caught up in. So play the trend. We'll try to predict shit. Wait for it to happen. You'll catch the pullback. You'll make your money. Find pairs that are good. Like UJ looks good for a possible sell. GJ looks good for the sell. And then G Chief consolidation, eventually buy. So it should be good. All right, guys. Well, good session. I'll talk to you guys later tomorrow. Let's keep your eyes peeled. There is news in 10 hours, so we'll see how everything goes, and we'll get this shit popping. Everybody here, have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Deuces.